Hello, this is AnlineOffline. I was busy with finals, so this is less of a Season 4 preview and more of a mid-season review. First, Vanguard's MG42 got a couple of nerfs. The chest and bicep multipliers are no more. What does this change? Not much practically, as the chances of you landing a majority of those shots were already low. If you still want that potential time to kill, you'll have to rely on headshots or use the 13mm ammo to target the forearms. It's still a very good gun for area denial. The 250 round mag will slow your ADS time and strafe speed more, but this is minor considering its vast array of attachments to compensate with. The USS-9 has been the annoying gun these past couple of months, and it's now received nerfs to 2 of its attachments. 40 Action Express now harms your bloom, and this may discourage some from using it. So instead of LMG range with SMG movement, some may settle for AR range but with more ammo. Or if you still want to use it to max out your range, just don't combine it with no stock. Speaking of which, no stock no longer provides as much of a boost to your strafing. If you still want to strafe max, use the ultralight stock instead. 2019's Odin also received nerfs to 2 of its attachments. Light stock now hurts your flinch, and the operator foregrip now hurts your strafing. Neither of which are anything significant. Perhaps the flinch nerf to the light stock would be a concern if the Odin actually had bad flinch. The Type 19 was once a top strafer before its nerf. Now the time has come to nerf its sprint speed. Instead of being tied with the Groza and Type 25 for the 3rd fastest AR in base, the sprint speed is now below average. The max potential sprint speed was one of the fastest in the entire game, but it was a novelty as it required 3 attachments that sacrificed mag size, range, and bullet speed. Overkill could have given it a chance as an alternative to pistols, but it seems the devs want to crack down on it before it gets the chance to. The lever action HSO received a nerf to its fire rate. Instead of 49 rounds per minute, it's now 47. That's unfortunate to see in multiplayer, but I don't know if it's enough to make the BR players happy. Originally, 2019's CX-9 was supposed to get a flinch nerf to one of its stocks, but that has since been silently transferred to its hollow point mag instead. This gives you more flinch than pistols. The 23 barrel now harms your range by 10% instead of 5%. The rest of its barrels don't harm your ADS time as much anymore. Like with the Type 19, my assumption is that the devs want to crack down on its max sprint build that was becoming popular with overkill users. The infamous thermite rounds on Black Ops 3's Man of War got a buff to its first range base damage. Some people jumped the gun and assumed this meant burn damage, but this is for the bullet itself. It only makes a difference against Dauntless users, as in instead of 4 shots to kill in its first range, it's 3 like Flak Jacket. If someone is using both under perk greed, then an 8-shot kill becomes 6. That's technically an improvement, but that's still miserably slow, not including the time to burn. The strafe speed on COD Online's AK-117 was buffed, and is now the new 3rd fastest AR in base behind the BP-50 and Peacekeeper. However, I don't think a strafing speed will be popular as other ARs can achieve faster potentials. I don't usually cover BR, and I don't know how much of a difference 24 to 22 damage will make in armored time to kill. I just know the root issue with the 117 is its unusually high aim assist over there. The base movement speed on 2019's ISO used to be below average, but have been buffed. The new base sprint speed is now on par with the Chicom, Fennec, MSMC, CX-9, and Pharaoh. With the 2 attachments, it can now achieve the 4th fastest potential speed, ahead of the pre-nerf Type 19. 2019's Striker 45 received buffs to its ADS time and bloom, to fall more in line with the GKS and USS-9. Enhanced bolt on the QXR won't hurt your chest multiplier as much anymore. This isn't much unless you're shooting them in the back. The QQ9 used to have one of the worst blooms in this game, and it's still not ideal for mid-range, but it's not nearly as terrible as it once was. The 10mm rounds will now offer impact comparable to heavy ARs. This was not specified until the update, but the tough foregrip on Cold War's BPSH now grants 5% faster sprinting. This is useless as it's cancelled by its pre-existing 5% movement penalty. When it comes to Cold War's Tech 9, it seems that multiplayer has siphoned Battle Royale for improved hipfire. From what I've been told, the burst Tech 9 is very fast killing in BR, but since we have overkill in multiplayer, you can max its movement speed and use it as a better Renetti. 2019's PKM didn't need a flinch buff, but here we go anyway. In BR, the M13 got a buff to its bloom. Again, I don't really play BR, so I can't judge what's considered average and what's not over there. The following operator skills received buffs to their active duration: Seraph's Annihilator from Black Ops 3 and 4, Warfighter's Claw from Infinite Warfare, and Spectre's Shadow Blade from Black Ops 4. Crash's Attack 5 from Black Ops 4 got a nerf to its activation cost. Last year, Merc's Bull Charge from Infinite Warfare could kill up to 4 people. Then it was reduced to 2. Once again, it's been nerfed and can only kill 1 person now. Moving on to streaks. The RCXD from Cold War now has a time limit of 1 minute, and I understand why. Even if the user died, it didn't disappear until it was destroyed. Now, it will. And lastly, the VTOL warship lasts 5 seconds longer, and the AC-130 gunship now costs 1 less kill to earn. I guess this isn't too much considering Thermite Man of War shreds them, and they can be stolen with fireteam support. So, what are my thoughts on these balance changes? Well, it's certainly a step in a direction. The nerfs to the MG42, Odin, and USS-9 aren't anything impactful. The buffs to the AK-117, QXR, BPSH, PKM, and Man of War aren't much either. The nerfs to the Type 19, HSO, and Bull Charge are disappointing and disheartening. That just leaves the ISO, Striker 45, UQ9, and Tech 9 as the ones to have gained anything of immediate value. The new gun this season is the Vargo-S assault rifle. It was originally speculated that we would get the Cold War version, but we got Vanguard instead. I suppose the Cursed Gunsmith theoretically offers more creativity, but it's currently not well received in mobile due to its slow bullet speed and strong horizontal recoil. I don't recall if it was notable in Cold War or Vanguard either. For future weapons, the original roadmap seemed to be the Ram 7 and then the VMP. However, the Ram 7 and its expected mythic blueprint has been delayed indefinitely. Now it seems that the VMP is arriving next, and then we'll get Vanguard's 3-line rifle or Mosin Nagant as a sniper. The new BR class this season is Tactical Bouncer. It seems to be based on the jump pads from Outbreak and Fireteam in Cold War. However, it doesn't launch people nearly as high. I have seen clips of vehicles launched across rivers and channels though. Chase has returned to COD Mobile in both solo and team playlists. The most interesting addition this season has been the Black Ops 4 Reloaded playlist. It is a mostly faithful recreation of Black Ops 4's game mechanics on Black Ops 4 maps with mostly Black Ops 4 weapons. 150 HP, no health regen, everyone gets stims, and all operator skills or specialists are tied to specific characters. It's not perfect as you can't customize loadouts. Some original abilities have been substituted, and we're missing Ruin, Nomad, Recon, Zero, Outrider, and Reaper. But it is a refreshing change of pace and a good introduction for those that didn't experience BO4. There's also features that have no equivalent in mobile, such as more perk greed, perk gluttony, and gunfighter. Those officially exist in the game files now, and it would be interesting to officially add at a later time. It would also be nice if they brought this back again but expand upon the concept, whether it be adding simple class customization like that before Gunsmith, existing as a BR playlist, expanding into different COD games such as Black Ops 3, or adding more operators with abilities that technically already exist in BR. Then again, I don't think anyone is enthusiastic about Nomad, with his K9 unit and Trap Master. In response to complaints about the secret cache, the devs have lowered the rates for getting tokens, and raised the rates for getting camo crates. But if you're like me and have all those camos, then it just becomes Battle Pass XP. If you didn't get the old legendary Black Gold Royal, you'll get another chance to earn it in the Challenge Store. You can get 20 shards per season, so you'll have to wait 5 months. As we approach June, and the time limit for the legendaries close, this AK-47 Mastercraft from Cold War is expected to replace the stun baton. Leftover shards collected after unlocking weapons can be exchanged for universal shards. There is a new armory series with free spins for logging in, so feel free to try your luck. One neat thing that they did this season was the login pass, which gave away free god points, and then you could spend said god points to rent mythic skins. If you didn't spend it, then you got to keep those points. Did I accidentally buy it? Yes. Did I remember to try any of them before they expired? No. Last season, there were complaints that collabs were still region locked. In response, there is currently a collab with 7 Deadly Sins, and now there's a pig skin. I have not watched the anime, but I'm pretty sure Meliodas is supposed to be a 3,000-year-old Shota. I believe I read somewhere that there are plans to bring more collabs to mobile. And if the leaks regarding Nier Automata are true, that could be interesting. But hey, that's just my opinion. I've said before and I'll say it again. Ever since TiMi Studios finished developing Delta Force, COD Mobile has entered a renaissance. In the coming seasons, they do intend to change the movement animations to resemble the Modern Warfare reboots, and add buy stations to BR. But we'll talk about that when we get there. One viewer requested that I cover the NA45 and I'm halfway done with the script. I also plan on trying Delta Force, which may or may not lead to a video. Until then, my name is On, and I'm off.